All right. Today we'll be working on three different things. First one will be what necessary and sufficient conditions are. Second one will be the two ways counterexamples work in philosophy. Then we'll work on practice by
Just keep going.
analyzing a concept and challenging the other's analysis. First part is necessary and sufficient conditions. First, a necessary condition is something that must be true for a concept to apply. If the necessary condition isn't met, that concept cannot apply. Then, a sufficient condition is something that, if it is true, guarantees the concept applies. A necessary condition for being a square is having four sides. A sufficient condition for being a square is being four-sided figure with all equal sides and all right angles. Then, the next part that we'll be working on are the two ways counterexamples work. First part, counterexamples in philosophy generally work in two main ways. First, showing an analysis too broad. This happens when something meets the conditions in the analysis but clearly is not an example of the concept. A too broad counterexample means the analysis includes cases that should not count. And showing an analysis is too narrow. This happens when something really is an example of the concept but does not meet the proposed conditions. A too narrow counterexample means the analysis excludes cases that clearly should count. Can you name a concept?
A promise.
Can you explain that?
A promise is a statement in which a person is verbally commits to doing something in the future.
Great. Now, can you provide a counterexample for that?
Someone types, "I promise," and like I'll be there, or like I'll promise I'll be there text message, and then this is still a promise even though there isn't verbal.
It's a little bit too narrow. Can you explain that better? But the analysis excludes written promises even though written promises clearly count, so it's too narrow.
Yeah, sure. A promise is a commitment expressed verbally in a written or through another clear communication act to perform the future action.
Good. All right, now I'm going to give you a concept and an analysis, and you have to provide me a counterexample for it. The concept will be lying. So here's your analysis. A person lies if and only if they make a statement they believe is false with the intention to deceive it. Now, can you give me a counterexample?
Someone tells a false statement they believe is false, but they have no intention to deceive, like joking, using sarcasm, or telling obvious, exaggerated story. These cases aren't lies, even though the analyst might include them.
Okay. That's a little too broad. Can you explain it better?
The analyst includes cases of joking or sarcasm, but those are not lies. This means the analyst wrongly includes cases that should not be found, or counts, sorry, I don't know why I just said that. Should not count, so it's not too broad.
Good. Great. Now we've gone through both necessary and sufficient conditions, both kinds of counterexamples, and we've each practiced giving an analysis. Good job.
Thank you.